Hey everybody, it's Jana Bresenden here, and I am continuing with my mission to share my story in raw, vulnerable, and sometimes embarrassingly real ways so that you will know that you're not alone and that your story matters. And today I wanted to talk to you about how this whole idea of a story even got started. So I want to introduce you to this book. It's by Donald Miller and it's called A Million Miles in a Thousand Years. And I will tell you that when I read this book, it was really shortly after Tim died. And I really think that it changed a lot of things for me because it helped me to see that I was going to have another chapter in my life. I really became convinced of that. So, hey Christy. So really quick guys, I'm talking about Donald Miller's book, A Million Miles in a Thousand Years. And so what happened with Donald Miller is he had been a fairly successful author, and the time came for a movie producer to come and wanted to make a movie about his book that was semi-autobiographical. And when he really sat down to look at his life, he was an author. So he spent quite a lot of time, in his underwear writing things on the computer and going to Starbucks and, staying up late at night watching TV and eating ice cream. And guess what? Nobody wants to watch that movie. That movie would suck. We would all leave and ask for our money back. And so the killer idea in this book is if that is not something that I would want to watch in a theater for 2 hours, why am I living that way every single day? So the reason it made a really big impact on me is because when you lose everything that is important to you, one of the flip side awesome things that gets to happen is that when you know a chapter in your life is over, you have an opportunity to write a new one, to start a new story. And so it was like I was given a gigantic permission slip to start thinking, well, what do I want? What do I think? Am I spending my time really doing the things that are important to me? Or have I gotten sucked up into somebody else's agenda or somebody else's dream? Is this even my dream anymore? And I think sometimes as a parent, you can forget that because your story is so wrapped up with your kids and everything they're doing. So you start to lose kind of what you think and feel because you are thinking and feeling for another person that's counting on you to take care of them. And it's an amazing gift, and being a parent stretches us in so many ways, but sometimes you can lose yourself when you're so busy taking care of somebody else. And the other thing that really helped me, not only to have a permission slip to figure out who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do, the other thing that it helped me to see was that that time in my life, it was just a chapter. Being married to Tim and loving him and building a family with him and traveling around the world with him isn't the only thing that has ever happened to me. That was a huge part of my life, and for 12 years, that was a part of my story. But that chapter ended. And if my story was going to continue, I needed to be willing and ready to write a new chapter and to fill it with things that I would be proud of and to fill it with things that my kids would be proud of. Because I didn't want them to think that their story was over because their dad wasn't around anymore. And I think that really has helped me over the years too to go through other challenges that have come into my life with other relationships that have started and ended, jobs that have come and gone, homes that maybe needed to change, relationships that aren't working quite as well as they were before. I don't have to discount any of those experiences. I can just look at them as chapters in a greater novel, which is the story of my life, and continue to try to make the next chapter something that I could be proud of, or apply the lessons that I've learned in the previous chapter to the new chapter. So I hope that helps you as you're thinking about whatever struggle that you have going on in your life right now. Is that we don't need to spend time, beating ourselves up over things that have happened in the past. We can just look at them as lessons. What can I carry forward with me as I move on into the next chapter? What can I release that is no longer relevant? And if you need a little bit of inspiration, please go pick up this book from Donald Miller, A Million Miles in a Thousand Years, and really get inspired as to how amazing your story can be if you're just willing to try. He talks a lot in the book about what makes a really great character. And the truth is, what makes a really great character is that they go through some crazy things. They don't know if they're going to make it. They don't know if they're going to get the girl. They don't know if they're going to, push past whatever story their father told them about who they were or weren't good enough when they were a kid. They need to overcome those things in order to create something beautiful. And all of us need to be pushed to that limit in some ways as well. So I can tell you that because of that idea of always growing and changing my stories, I've been able to do things like complete triathlons when I had never even run, around the block literally in my whole life. I was able to hike to the top of Half Dome. I was able to fall in love again. I was able to end relationships that weren't working for me. So many things because I don't need to fight against this journey, but I can make decisions about how to be a hero in that story. So I hope that in future episodes, I'll be able to go into more detail of some of those experiences. But for today, I just wanted to thank you for tuning in and to let you know that whatever it is that's happening in your life right now, good or bad, it's not going to last forever. It's just a chapter in your story. And as always, I want to invite you, if you have a story that you want to share with someone that you haven't been able to get out into the world or haven't wanted to share for whatever reason, I would love to hear it. And you can connect with me by private message on Facebook. You can reach me on my email, which is hello@janabrezenden.com. And feel free to even give a shout out in the comment below. I'd love to hear from you because your story does matter. And I'll see you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. Bye for now.